Joining me is Hannah MacLeod, who is a real Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
But
yeah,
she's retired.
Happily retired.
Also, Sasha Corbin, Sasha. So I'm not gonna mention the Commonwealth Games because Sasha didn't go.
That's all right. Come on, we just won.
But your sister did.
Yes, she did.
But obviously, part of the whole sort of squad of England who
it.
just won gold in the Commonwealth Games. That might have been on another channel as well. I didn't watch it.
It was.
Yeah. And retired athlete as well, Goldie Sawyers as well. Thank you very much for joining us, Goldie. Right, first of all, are you guys finding that there are more people watching women's sport generally? First of all, we'll talk about on the telly. What do you reckon, Hannah?
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, we've seen that from viewing figures, but at the moment it's due to kind of this special moment in time when it's the hockey team winning gold at the Olympics, whether it's netball winning gold at the Commonwealth Games, and unfortunately we don't need to wait for those moments in time. I mean, the incredible sport is being played by women every day, so we just need more and more people to realise and just tune in on a regular basis.
And I mean, at the moment, obviously, Investec are the sponsors for hockey, but it's not televised. The league isn't. It's only when there's like big, like the World Cup's coming up. But there's not that regular, television opportunity to watch. So you would have to physically go down to your club.
Yeah, and that's why club hockey is so important. And more and more people are turning up to watch National League matches. It's not televised, but at least we're seeing the crowds there, and they are increasing. There's actually a new competition next year for international hockey, so that it is going to be played on a regular basis rather than just waiting for kind of tournaments to appear once, twice a year. So the landscape is shifting, and this campaign, reason it's so important, this relationship between Sky Sports and Women's Sport Trust, is it just kind of really galvanises everybody to kind of continue to watch women's sport.
Yeah. And of course, Sasha, the Super League is televised. Yeah. Have you found that since it began to be televised, that you have seen like an explosion in girls playing netball? And I mean, afterwards, do you know what's so lovely? You see all the girls coming around afterwards and wanting to get autographs and looking up at you like you're amazing. I'm not saying you're not, you are amazing, but looking up like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting her.
And I think that's like one of the best feelings as well as an athlete, to be able to inspire those that are in the crowd that have come. They want to show their support. They're following your every move in various ways as well, via social media, or coming down. So I think it's special for us. We want to inspire them to pick up a netball, to try a different sport, to find their sport that they can really just enjoy. And I think that's the main thing, the enjoyment of it. But it definitely has grown. I've seen it grow. I get stopped in a we'll be travelling somewhere, we stop off at the service station, I'm like, oh, are you Sasha Corbin? And I was like, whoa, this has come on a long way for someone to actually ask me that question. So for me personally, I think I've seen it grow. I remember I didn't know my idols as much. I didn't see them on the TV. It wasn't until I got into the system that I actually got to see them. So now you can watch it on the TV, and regularly, weekly, watching netball matches and seeing like the Commonwealth Games on TV so widespread it's fantastic, and I just want it to continue to grow, and ShowUp is fantastic for that. Yeah.
And actually it's a difference, Goldie, because obviously athletics has kind of almost been on television, hasn't it, ever since way back, because people would watch the Olympics and probably watch the Worlds and the Europeans as well while they're on. But there maybe wasn't that access. Do you feel that maybe that's changed?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, athletics is slightly different in that, men and women are competing together, so you're sort of on an equal playing field there. But yeah, I think with athletics, I think it would be good to have more events during the year. We've obviously got the World Cup in July in the Olympic Stadium, European Championships, and obviously we've had the Commonwealth Games. But it's great to see other sports on TV more, and Sky has been a big player in getting netball. I would love to see. I think hockey is one of the best sports to watch televised in a way. But it's just great that probably the big highlights in the last couple of years have been women's sport. So women's hockey winning gold in Rio, and then netball just now. And actually, I think if you ask most people what their highlights of those two major sporting events were, they would have been a women's sport event.
And before that, if you think about London 2012, before that, Jess NSL obviously is the name that springs to mind.
Yeah, so I think when people do actually talk about sport, they are highlighting women's sport. I think it's just with this campaign is getting anybody down to local clubs to watch the sort of female equivalent, you know, with Chelsea winning the FA Cup. I mean, I think women's sport is special in that there's so much passion on display because they're perhaps not earning the salaries that the men do. The people are doing it for the love of it, and I think that does translate on the pitch.
And maybe it makes the athletes themselves a bit more relatable because, you know, they're not like some big superstar that earn, you know, that drive a Ferrari and things like that. Maybe one day, ladies, maybe one day, you know, but at the moment, you know, you can, and also you can see yourself aspiring to be like that too. So do you find that are girls talking to you about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's partly also why we've got such incredible sponsors on board, because we are far more accessible and relatable. So that has been really important, but it's actually it's part of our culture. I went to see a Premiership, it was a football match, Spurs ladies versus Durham a couple of weeks ago, and it's my first club match that I've seen, and that was incredible. I felt so bad that I hadn't watched women's football, club football before, because I'm a huge football fan, and my older brother took me to a football match when I was young, but it was so good. They literally, the speed of the game, it was far more enjoyable to watch because you didn't have people running